Hello, I'm Jeff Barratt. We're in the conference hall at Mobile World Congress, where just a few minutes ago Gary Miles, Amdocs' General Manager for Strategic Initiatives, was on the panel discussing competition and managed services in the digital value chain. Let's take a look at some of the key points that Gary made.
For us, there's so many acquisitions on the marketplace, and they're major moves, right? So AT&T and DirecTV and BT's acquisitions, and Comcast, Time Warner, and these are enormous transactions. And then you have different systems in the back end, and at the same time you have all these complexities. I think what the telcos are grappling with is to take what is a very, very complex multi-play business where you're dealing with over-the-top television, data services, different plans, at free rate, non-free rate, voice bundles, family plans, complex enterprises, and then try to simplify that in the digital channel, because the cost pressures in the business are enormous. We know they're enormous. We need to shed calls to the call center and move people into mobile engagement. You have the younger generation that doesn't even want to have anything to do with an IVR. Not that any of us do, to be honest. So I think the move to digital is front and center this year. We can see it, and how to try to simplify things and provide an experience that's not painful. And this is something that I think is new for the telcos and to try to grapple with. And particularly when you look at the segmentation of the different generations and how they approach into this. The balkanization or the fragmentation of data spaces in the internet, and we see that, by the way, in over-the-top communication apps, and we see it coming into the IoT space. But I think this is an interesting place in which we need to figure out how, as an industry, to make sense of it and to monetize it, quite frankly. The other area that I think is very interesting on the digital side is in mobile financial services. So a number of the panel members are entering this space. Telcos are entering it. If you go into some emerging markets, it's 200 meters to the nearest top-up station, and it's 20 kilometers to the nearest bank. So we see a lot of fintech investments. Who needs a bank branch when you can go try to empower the lower level of the pyramid to be banked? Airtime is a form of a balance. So we can see that you add this with money and loyalty and bring this together and start to bank the population and push this market segment. This is a big area, as well as remittance and things like that, which you can do through the mobile channel. So we see this as a big kind of convergence of technology and telecom and financial services coming down the pipe. There's so much pressure in this industry on maintaining profitability. I really think it's enormous if you look at what happened, because we had from 0 to 100+% penetration and lots of vendors and lots of spend, and then the last decade has been about efficiency and knocking cost out of the business and simplifying it, and all the over-the-top pressures that have come in and cannibalized part of the business but help grow other parts of it. So I think from a partnership perspective, I think one of the challenges that telcos have, a couple of them, one is trying to find the right mix between standardizing their business practices. Everybody wants to knock cost out of the vendors, which is fine. I mean, this is our job to help be more cost efficient. But it's also a discipline issue. So, okay, take the best practice solution out of the box, use it, and don't try to change the system to suit the old practices that you had with the old systems, right? So find a partner that's going to help. I think have the experience and maybe strength to bring a balance to the relationship and push those best practices in, while at the same time forcing vendors like Amdocs. One of the things that we've had to do is expose all of our asset, all the valuable data, for example, that a lot of telcos own, is in the core of the billing system. And it used to be all locked down, and now what we've done is we've exposed that all out into Hadoop and open source, open environments, so that then they can complement a very strong partner with, let's say, some local agile partners that can come bring innovation real quick around these open environments. And I think getting this balance right and getting the purchasing guys to also realize that, hey, If the ROI is 3 months, let's don't have a 12-month cycle time to buy it. You know, these types of fail fast, get more things out there. This is where the industry is, I think, improving a little bit, but has some low-hanging fruit that we could really benefit from.